In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 steps that you can follow to create and launch your online course profitably. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Malaba, and I help entrepreneurs to launch and scale online businesses using online education. Now, the online business of selling courses online, it's one of the fastest growing industries and one of the best ways in which you can actually set up and establish business online. And it's actually predicted that by the year 2025, it's going to be a $1 billion per day industry. So if you're not yet sure on whether or not selling courses online is the right thing for you, that should be an indicator about whether it will be profitable or not. And so one of the things that I do is I help different clients to be able to come up with the strategy and the direction they need to take to launch their courses online. And one of my clients recently, over a 6-week period, got results that looked like something like this. And obviously results are not typical. I can't guarantee that you're going to get the same results like this. Perhaps you can make even more money than this, or maybe you can make less money, or you might not make any money at all. It basically comes down to about 2 factors. The first one is whether you've got a great idea that people are actually willing to pay for. And secondly, the strategy that you're using to create and launch your course. And so one of the things that I'm going to be doing is creating more content like this that is dedicated to helping you figure out the strategy. So do me a favor and press that subscribe button and press the bell notification so that you'll be notified every single time I create content just like this. So now, getting into the steps. Before I talk about the 5 steps, there's one very, very important factor that you need to take note of before you look at the strategy itself. And that is whether your course is going to be profitable or not. It doesn't make sense for me to give you the strategy of how to launch a course and yet you don't know whether it's going to be profitable or not. Because a lot of people waste time creating courses that people do not want. So what I've done is that I've created a checklist or a guide for you that will help you figure out whether your course is profitable or not. So all you have to do is wait until the end of this video and I'm going to explain to you how you can get your hands on that guide. Totally free, so that you can figure out whether your course is profitable or not. Step number 1 is start with the problem that you want to solve. You want to create a course that is focusing on a problem that is big and your target audience is willing to pay for the answer. Now, it's very easy for people to tell you that your course idea is great and it's amazing, but it's another thing for them to be actually willing to pay for your course. So you want to create a course that is focusing on a big problem that people are willing to remove money and actually pay for it. Now, there are so many ways in which people can find answers and solutions to the problems that they have. One of them is actually going on Google and searching the thousands, the millions of websites out there for the solution. But you want to create a course that people are not willing to do that research for themselves, or they are not willing to practice and do something until they get that result that they really want. But they're more willing to pay for the course which will give them a more immediate result. So the first question that comes to mind is, how do I figure out those problems? The easiest way for you to do that is by conducting a survey. Actually survey your audience and actually ask them a question like, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to X? X being your course topic or the subject that you want to focus on. And people will then begin to give you responses. And the good part about the responses that people will give you is that they're going to help you in 2 main ways. First and foremost, they will give you ideas for the modules that you should be creating in your course. For example, if you do a survey of maybe, let's say, 10 or 100 people, sooner or later you realize that their responses are touching on the same topics, and those topics will then become your modules for your course. And the second thing is, based on the way the people respond to you, especially if it's text or it's audio, you can take their words and use them on your sales material. By using their words and using their language, they will feel like you totally get them and understand them, and that your course has been created specifically for them. Step number 2 is get people to raise up their hands for your course. And this is basically just getting people to identify with your course and let you know whether they're interested in it or not. For example, you can create what is called a mission post on Facebook or on Instagram. This is you basically speaking out to your audience and saying, hey guys, I'm planning on creating and launching a course which is going to be covering A, B, C, D. And what you will get as a result is X, Y, Z. How many people would be interested in this? And the great part about the people who actually raise their hands to say that they're interested in the course is that you then can identify those people and start adding them maybe to your email list. And the fact that they now know that something is coming up, it makes it easier for you to actually sell to them later on. Step number 3 is figure out your teaching style. This is all about the content that you're going to be producing. How exactly are you going to deliver it? Now, obviously, people will buy your course based on the material or the content that you're going to be sharing. But also the way that you actually teach it matters. Because there's some people who learn better from just reading. So you might need to create a whole lot of PDFs. Maybe you might need to create a booklet. You might need to create some guides and some checklists. There's some people who benefit better from just listening to audio. In the same way that podcasts are actually popular right now at this moment. Some people actually prefer learning from watching videos, something that's just similar like this, where you're speaking directly to the camera and you're teaching them. Some people want you to show slides, but also just walk them through those slides. So it's really up to you to figure out what's the type of style that you are able to do. Secondly, also, what is the style that my audience prefers to learn by? You want to consider those two factors so that when you're creating your content, people are receptive, learning, and they're able to get the best results from your content. And then also you want to create a content plan based on the answers that people would have given you to your question that you asked in the survey, where you're asking them the different challenges that they were facing concerning your topic. You want to take those answers and then categorize them and then create a content plan from that survey that you would have done. And then maybe the final note that I can give is make sure that your videos are addressing the problems. There is a tendency to think that I need to create a long course so that people can perceive it as more valuable. For example, maybe creating a 100-hour course, which people will then think that there's a lot of information in it. But no, people are more focused on getting specific results. If your course can help them get specific results in as short as time as possible, your course can get viral. Your course can go viral because you're helping people get the results that they want. They will tell more people about it. Quick question for you is what I am saying making sense to you? Is it helping you to get a better understanding of the mindset that you need to have when you are creating and launching your course? If it is, do me a favor and just mention it in the comment section that #IGotThis. If it's not making sense, also let me know in the comment section. It's going to help me to know how I should present my content better. If you have got any specific questions, also make sure you just ask them in the comment section. You can actually pause the video right now and then just ask the question in the comments below. Step number 4 is all about your buyers. You need to figure out who they are and where they're going to come from. Now, the easiest way for you to sell online, almost anything, is by building an email list and selling it to your email list. Your email list basically are people who have said yes to receiving information from you about various topics or various products that you might be selling to them. And so it's a good practice for you to be consistently building up your email list. Or maybe you haven't yet built up your email list. It's a good idea before you actually create your course to actually start building your email list. So that when you get to the time whereby you've launched your course and now you are selling it, you have got people who have been consistently hearing from you. And what that does is that it builds the know, like, and trust factor, especially when you're giving them some great content, some helpful tips, such that they start believing and trusting that you are the authority in whatever field or whatever category of information you have been giving them. So you want to make sure that you are building up your list and your audience before you are ready to launch. This is very, very important because a lot of great courses end up just being courses that are thrown away because the audience wasn't built. So you need to focus on building that email list. And just to give you a couple of ideas, plain and simple, what you need to do is that you need to come up with a lead magnet, something that is unique, something that is of interest to your target audience, and then offer it to them and say that, okay, I'm going to give you this for free in exchange for your email address. You set up an opt-in page. I'm going to be doing some other videos all about this if you totally have got no idea what I'm talking about. But you set up an opt-in page and a thank you page, get people into your email list, and then you start sending them some nurturing type emails whereby you are just giving some valuable information, helping them out, helping them to get some small wins and some small results from the content that you share, preparing them for when you now have got some content that you want to sell to them. Now, obviously, there are different types of ways to actually build your email list. There's a method of building your email list using organic traffic. There's also different methods of building your list using paid traffic. Now, I'm curious, if you want me to create some videos or maybe some more training about how to use organic traffic or some paid traffic to create or to build an email list, let me know in the comment section. Step number 5 is make money first. And basically what that means is that it's possible for you to actually sell your course before you create it. It's possible for you to get paid to create the course. And this is basically how it works. It works by you creating what we call a beta launch. A beta launch is whereby you say that I've got maybe a $3,000 course or a $1,000 course, but I'm willing to work with a certain number of people first and help them to get results. And because I'm working with a limited number of people, I'm going to charge less. And those people are going to be maybe my beta members or my founding members for my course. And you basically reach out to your audience that knows you, likes you, and trusts you. And because you don't yet have testimonials, but you're willing to reduce your price and work with people until they get results, a couple of people will say that they're willing to work with you. And now, instead of charging the $3,000 for your course, you charge for example, $497. And you are then able to take that money to cover whatever expenses you might have for your course. And then, therefore, that's what I mean by make money first. And then what then happens is that now when you have received money and you have set a specific date for when your course is going to start, you then create the content when you're working with those, maybe if it's 10 people, when you're working with those 10 people, you can record the content live. And basically those people are going to be helping you to create your course because you share content, you get feedback from them, they tell you this, they tell you that, they help you create the content basically by the feedback that they're giving you. And then you do that over a period of time. For example, it can be a 6-week program, and each week you release each module. Before each module, you keep asking your audience, okay, what do you think about this? What should we focus on learning? What are your questions? And then they give you feedback, and then you create the material. That's basically how a beta launch works. Free bonus tip. I know how difficult it can be to actually launch a course online, especially when you're considering the technical challenges or the technical difficulties which you might face. I'm talking about stuff like buying a domain, hosting the domain, building a website, building an opt-in page, thank you pages, email sequences, email automation, email capture, landing pages, sales pages. There's a whole lot that goes into selling courses online. So one of the things that I recommend is an all-in-one tool or platform that allows you to get all that stuff in one, and it's called Kajabi. Kajabi basically is a platform that course creators use. It's specifically for course creators. It helps you sell your courses online easily by giving you all the tools that you need all in one, everything that I mentioned plus payment integration and a whole lot of other stuff all in one platform. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put a link in the description below. You can click on it and you can get a free 28-day trial of Kajabi to test it out and see whether it's something that you want to use for yourself to build your website and build all the stuff that you need to actually sell courses online profitably. Full disclaimer, yes, I'm a Kajabi partner, which means that if you click on that link and you decide to pay for Kajabi, I'm going to get a commission. But hey, it's at no extra expense to you. So you just be doing me a favor by clicking on that link, and it would encourage me to also continue creating more content like this, where it's totally free and I'm just being helpful. Now, like I mentioned earlier on, it doesn't make sense for you to try and launch a course unless you know if your idea will sell or not, whether you have got a winner. So I've also put in the link in the description below, a link that you can click on to download your course validation checklist. It's a free checklist that will show you the steps that you can just follow in order to validate whether your course idea is a winner or not, so that you can create a profitable course and not waste time just creating something that nobody is going to buy. And also, if you liked this video, if this video brought value to you, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor, just press the like button. It's going to show me that the content I'm creating is good and people actually like it. If you don't like it, press the dislike button. It will also show me that people actually don't like this content. Please feel free to leave a comment below and maybe just a suggestion of maybe some content that you want me to actually create about building businesses online or selling courses online. And if you know somebody who might actually need this, please make sure that you share it with them. And just in case you hadn't done so already, make sure that you press the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you're notified every single time I create content just like this. Otherwise, thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.